We were off. Good evening, one and all. Oh, chat hasn't come up. Where's my chat? Here's my chat. Good evening, everybody. TVP, you're at the top of the list.
Yeah.
I thought you were gurning then for a minute. Is it gurning?
I don't know how he is because there's Paul. There's Paul, there's Skibby Flyer, Paul, and Savage.
Why are we echoing back?
Somebody's got the stream playing. Wasn't me.
Oh, Roy. We won't make you pay for that. Anyway, let's say a few good evenings. Evening, Savage, Paul. Evening, Paul. Mick King, Grant Mullins, and Black Country Vapor. Good evening, Jackson. Evening, Jackson. Quick hello to everyone in chat. Black Country Vapor said, Shrek in Shrek. Who else we got here? We're a little late tonight. Sorry about that. Adrian Mason. We're waiting for Mr. Bailey at the top there. Oh, sorry, Mr. Beaver to sort his camera work out for us. Something you might be treated to in a little while.
Yeah, all right. Calm down.
Down. Justin. Evening, Justin. Chris Horton. Ian above the clouds. Good evening. Jason Lee. Scott Lee. Pair of Lees. Mark Trigwell. I should just read out random names. No one would know, would they?
Yeah. Eaton Beaver.
Yeah. Eaton Beaver. Dave. Roy. Albert Valenti. Evening, Albert. David Adair. Good evening. Cycle Scooby Flyer. Laurie. Good evening, Laurie. I understand that you've now resolved issues with your Ed Zachary. So we'll get to that in a little while, perhaps. Tim Rice, evening Tim. And who else have we got here? Adrian, I said. I think we're on duplicate time. Tim Rice. Did I say Tim? I did, didn't I? Stuart Dill, there's a new name. Stuart Dill, good evening. He's talking to Shrek. I wonder what he was in there. Graham Mavely, Nicky Maynard, and he said Mickey Naynard then. That's got that one wrong. Rashid Swig. Good evening, Rashid Swig. Oh God. Phoenix Vapes, evening Phoenix Vapes. Murray, Daniel, evening Daniel. Jackie Chan. Of course, a few in tonight. Dion, evening Dion. Rufus, Robert Thompson, Peter Kendall, if I didn't say it earlier. Rawstin, Super Hot Wheels, evening Super Hot Wheels. How's your brace of Ed Zacharys? Who else? Skipping through Graham, I've said, that's it. Stuart Dill, I'm there. What's a drop shipper? What is a drop shipper? It's someone who sells things on a website but doesn't actually hold the stock. They rely on a warehouse to send it for them. That is a drop shipper. Some people do that. Obviously, it's a cheap way of selling goods on the internet, but not a very good way because you're reliant on someone else. It normally doesn't work. And TVP has explained that very well in less words underneath.
pretty much that, yeah. So anyone who ships from like China or that kind of country, pretending to have the stock in the UK when in reality they hold zero stock. So they'll list a load of stuff up from say Alibaba or AliExpress. You'll purchase it thinking it's from a UK site, but it'll actually be shipped from AliExpress. So there you go. That's a drop shipper.
What was that in reference to? I can't. Oh, right. I think they'll be talking. DJ Vapes as a drop shipper. Yeah, I think they'll be talking about the Loki mod. I think they're stocking that, but they're only listing it as you say, a bit like another one.
Yeah, there's another big one in the UK SIG warehouse, and I see a lot of people get stung off them just purely because of the name. But they're another one. They have zero stock, and everything comes from China.
Confession time. They had me once. There was a tanker. Yeah, there's a tanker one. And I thought, they got it. UK, that'll do. Bang. And I ordered it. It took nearly 2 weeks to arrive. Although a lesson learned. But if I've done it, a lot of other people would have done it. So yeah, not good really. A bit deceiving. So you make your own.
I don't really have a problem with drop shippers so long as you state that you're a drop shipper. But then I guess if you state you're a drop shipper, you'd pay a little less and just go to China yourself, wouldn't you?
Well, that's right. But probably as a customer, a good way of finding out is go to the bottom of the page and look at the About Us or the contact page. And if there is no telephone number or address, I'll guarantee you they're a drop shipper.
Or if the delivery says 7 to 14 days, you know they're drop shipping.
That's a good sign too.
Yeah.
Laurie, Roy's reviews. So, hang on. What did this say? I've put it in here. So what do I do about the O-ring? It started to leak, so I messed with it, got it okay, then leaked later, and I couldn't open the damn thing. Now, Roy, you told me you'd sorted Laurie. She was done, happy, sorted.
She was.
You send a boy a man's job.
Doesn't sound like it, Roy. Does it sound like you failed a bit there? So I'm like, what's with its O-ring issue?
Oh, I will forever bow down to your all great issues and leave it up to you two then. Where you go?
I don't even know what O-ring she's talking about.
The bot. Mine, to be honest, remember I said a few weeks ago on the Ed Zachary, do you remember I said, has anyone else had an O-ring ruck up on them? And you all said, no.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I have, mine did. But just put the spare one on, Laurie, and take that one off. Well, if you say you can't get it undone, there's a hole in the side. Stick your hex key in the hole.
Everybody should be like me. That's about 7 years worth of O-rings and screws.
Mark, put them back in the bedroom. They're not your O-rings.
Oh, hang on. Do you want to see one of my cock rings? Go on then. There you go.
That's too big, Mark. That's too big.
It's
the little one. It's the little one that comes in the Ed Zachary. The one that goes onto the airflow. That would be the bit the size of your cock ring.
Oh,
that's it.
That little clear one there. Is that the one?
Yeah, that's it.
Eating a seed.
But no, I think I don't think because it was actually leaking out of the airflow hole, out of that wee hole.
Yeah.
I think it's the O-ring is on top of the 510. There's a little tiny O-ring on top of the 510. I actually think it's that's leaking.
All right. Okay. Because Laurie's pretty good normally. I've seen some of her coils. So they're normally okay.
Yeah, her coils was fine. The only thing when she was wicking it, she wasn't putting enough wick in.
Right.
So it was like loose in the coil instead of just snagging the coil and no more.
Yep.
And then the amount of because the juice is dropping down onto it, you just need plenty of wick there.
Yeah, it's difficult with some motor lungs, right? Because like say a normal like a dual coil RTA, you want the wicking quite tight, otherwise you get that crackle, don't you? If it's a little bit loose. The thing is with a motor lung, if you have it in too tight, you end up burning the center of the wick out. And you'll find after 4 or 5 days you've lost all flavour because there's no cotton left in the centre of the wick because the coil's so small.
Well, our wicking was exactly the same as the wicking I put into this, and I'm still vaping salts on this, and I'm still getting the same flavour from the first day I done it. So
yeah, I've just found
it's because of the leaking. It's because of the leaking, though. I definitely think it is. There's because that's the airflow screw as well. There's an O-ring just at the very top of it. A little tiny one, and I think it's probably either perished or gone, because if it was the side O-ring, it'd be leaking out the side, but because it's coming out of the airflow, it's the only place it could be leaking from.
Possible, yeah. Quite possible.
Didn't burn, just leaked like mad. But I had to change my O-ring on this because I say the one where you screw down the top, that O-ring at the side just kept getting mangled and was out of shape, so I had to replace it.
Okay, well, you know what we haven't done, don't you? We haven't said what we're vaping on. We haven't really introduced ourselves tonight. And
what's going on?
You know, we've got the Jackson 5, which I haven't done a thing for yet, but I will do. I will get to it. I will do a little thing for the Jackson 5.
Oh, it's all right. I'll just sing my little blame it on the boogie intro.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. Perhaps record that and play that every time. So, I mentioned your name. Jackson, tell us what you're vaping on. Say hello to everyone.
Can't hear you, Jackson. Can't hear you. Can't hear you, Jackson.
No volume.
Honestly, Jackson, we can't hear you. Honestly, check the stream.
Can't hear you, Mark.
He's gone. He's gone and going to
Right,
come.
I'll go first then. I'll go first while
Off
he's
you go.
fixing that. So I'm on the elitist Ed Balance. Okay, with the Zachary on top of there. That's the DNA one, right? Just for future reference. I'm testing out this Freemax Onyx Pod. Fucking stare at that branding on there. That's all that about. But I'm testing that out, which, to be honest, it's not too bad actually. Does vape rather nice. Nice big chunky pod system there. I'm on the Drag 3 with the QP M25 on there, the Fatality M25. And the independent mods with the QP Violator on top of there. Also got this in this week, which I might show you after on my demo cam. Give you a little. You can hear you now, yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
This is the Geminus, which I might give you a cheeky peek of later. Just arrived. So that's pretty much what I'm vaping on.
But you're not vaping it.
No, I'm not vaping it, right? Correct. There's a reason for that.
He can be so pissy at times, can't he?
He's a bitch, isn't he?
Look at him.
He did say that's what he's vaping on. He's not vaping it.
Jackson, nice of you to join us. What are you vaping on?
Right. Oh, here we go. Right.
Gotcha.
Massive hello to everybody in the chat.
Pardon?
We've got the trilogy. We've got some Congo Bongo in that. Last little bit in that. We've got the Howl Beast. And we've got, if I can say this fucking right, Map the Long Tank. The Vanda. The Mimo.
Vivanda.
The what now? The what?
The Vanda.
The Vanda.
Miranda.
Veranda, something like that. It's this anyway. Map the Long Tank. And that's got a bit of Tobacco Royale in. And that's it. Job's a good one.
Okay. And young Roy. All right, old Roy. Him who's under eaten beaver.
You did that perfect then.
I've got the Drag 3 with the pod tank on there with the SMRT Wotofo coil in there, which I've recorded the review for but not put up as yet.
Hang on, sorry. Stop you. Did you say that was the pod tank? It is, isn't it? That's
PMP tank. The Vupu PMP tank was the Wotofo smart coil. Yeah.
So I looked to get one of them and I couldn't find one. What's it like?
Absolutely fantastic. The flavor on this is just as good as a single coil.
Oh, here we go. It's what? It's good as what?
As good as a single coil. Why wouldn't it be? Because you're vaping straight from the mesh, basically.
I trust your judgment, Ryan. If that's what you say, that I 100 million % believe you.
I tried to buy one of them over the weekend and I couldn't find one. So
this was a bigger one. Put it this way, Mark. When I first tried it, I had that in it, and I know exactly what that tastes like, which is Captain's Custard Strawberry Custard. I know exactly what that tastes like, and it tasted exactly the same. But at the minute in there, I've got some Pocket Juice Blue Pear Ice.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nice.
Pardon?
I said that Blue Pear Ice sounds pretty nice.
It actually is. I was actually quite surprised with it being Pocket Juice. Because we got 4 of them out, 4 flavors: the blackberry lime, blackcurrant, Fuji apple, and cherry blaze out to promote and also to review. But that would be my favorite out of them. I've got the non-elitist Ed Balance with the Ed Zachary on top, which does exactly the same thing as Mark's elitist thing with 60 quid more chip in it.
It doesn't really. Okay.
It does. You press the button and you press the button and it vapes. There you go.
That's about all you can do on that.
Point of note, that's all I need to do on that. I've got some Red Squad. I then have also got this out, the Smog Mag 3, is it?
Yeah, do you know what? I like that mod. I do like that mod. I had one of them myself.
I've got
I wonder where I bought this mod off.
It looks massive for the mod.
Yes, off you, Mark. The Aromizer.
I like that.
Top.
I've got one somewhere. Got one
Yeah, they are. That's really, really good mods.
I love it because of how it feels in your hand. It just sits perfectly. So that's me. Just before we come to Mr. Naturevape, question for Mr. TVP.
Go ahead.
What the hell else do you want your mod to do apart from stick a tank on it, press the button, and for it to vape?
Oh, well, we could debate that for the next hour.
We like yours to play with your bumhole and everything else, but
it's pointless, isn't it?
Mr. Naturevape.
I just like knowing I've got a DNA.
I'm going to buy you a pair of bloody handbags, I think, for next week. Oh dear. Right. Okay. Thanks, guys. What am I on? Well, I'm on the Ed Zachary as well. Do you know what? We've had these some time. We all stick with them, don't we? You noticed that? All the newer stuff and the other bits we get come through, but every week we turn up on an Ed Zachary, on an Ed Balance, don't we?
Well, because, I mean, if you're a motor lung vapor, it doesn't get any fucking better than that, does it? I mean, look at it. It fits in the palm of your hand. It's tiny. It's a powerhouse. It's just a cracker.
I'm enjoying it.
It is.
I like that.
So anybody, if you haven't bought one yet, you can purchase them on Naturevape site. And if you use NV10, you get 10% discount on it. But don't use that code. Just buy it. Just get out there and buy one.
The last thing I'll say on it is, listen, look, we see a lot of side-by-side mods now.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever seen one this small and this compact.
No.
So, you know what I mean? If you like your setups like nice and small and really well made, then fucking get on it, man.
It's a lot smaller than the Paramar, isn't it?
Oh, God, yeah.
Well,
that does.
The Paramore's rubbish to me. It's a bit rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't talk to me about that. All the paint's just coming away from the whole of my mod.
It's a terrible mod. It's just...
Yeah. I will agree on that.
Right.
I honestly can't think of one. not one saving grace in it, not one feature that I can give a positive on. It's just fucking rubbish.
I spent 50 quid on the fucking thing as well. It off. I thought, it's they've upgraded it and everything like that. And then a few weeks down the line, this thing ain't touched nothing. And all the fucking paint's falling off it.
Why don't you email whoever you bought it from and ask them if they do a touch-up stick?
I've just sent something out. No.
Get yourself to Alfred's.
The place that I got it from, I've just sent something else back to them because I've had exactly the same problem.
Have you?
Yeah, exactly the same problem. Nothing but faults with their gear at the minute, to be fair with you.
Right. I still ain't done what I'm vaping on. I'm on the Voopoo with the PMP baby little tank because I'm not as lucky.
We will.
Another Voopoo.
We will send you one across. We will get you one and send you one across. I will go tomorrow, pick one up, and I will send you across.
Send it across. Lovely. Bless your heart. I'm also on the new one. What's that called? Converter with the what tank is this? Bishop. Where was my head? On there as well. The only I've used it less than an hour ago, so it still works. But after an hour, it does turn itself off, which I find a little bit of annoying. But that's about the only annoying thing I've got to say about it. Actually, what I didn't say, I've had a lucky week this week. The juice inside here, I'm vaping on Vape custard, killer custard, which I was sent by one of my customers.
Killer custard. Surely that's a copyright, isn't it? I've done someone else for a killer custard.
Well, who did it first? Killer.
What came first, the chicken or the motherfucking egg?
Yes. So one of my customers and a friend sent me that, and which was nice of him. And another customer, fellow caster, reviewer, sent me this as well, the Favanda. No, wasn't you? Is it the Favanda? Yeah, Favanda.
Favanda.
Hang on. Spell that for me. Favanda.
Yeah, Phphavanda.
Yeah. Favanda.
So wouldn't the F be silent?
What's PH?
Yeah,
So Fanda.
Favanda.
PHEVANDA.
What a ridiculous name. Who makes that?
Who makes it?
Who makes that?
Yeah,
What
okay.
what an absolutely abysmal name that is.
Well, I've got to look at the bottom of it to see who's made it. I'll tell you what, it is like a clone of a clone. Favanda Mods.
So they've even named the company Favanda.
Yeah.
Favanda.
Now, I have to say, it is nearly a direct replica of the Gate mouth to lung RTA. And I know, Jackson, you've reviewed this, haven't you? I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming in your review, I mean, it's the flavour in that is pretty good, to be fair.
Hmm.
But I assume you've mentioned it doesn't matter where you turn the airflow, you can turn it completely off. You've still got airflow.
Well, to be fair with you, I've been having a look at it, because I had exactly the same problem. What you tend to find, on the airflow, you got dots.
Yeah.
So you can dial it in by the dots.
Yeah.
And then if you go around the side, you've got the sort of wide open one with the 3 dots where you can turn it down that way.
Yeah.
I think it's to do with the ring, because if you put your finger across it and turn the airflow off, mine it is silent. I can't get no air up and through. If that makes sense to you.
What, you cover the airflow, you don't get any air.
Yeah. So if you knock it off, you're on about shutting your airflow off.
Yeah, I shut it off so I've got nothing open. There's no, all the holes are blocked, and I've still got airflow.
If you take a look, I don't know what my camera's like. You've got the big slotted airflow, the 3 dots.
Yeah.
Turn them off. So you've got completely shut airflow. There's no airflow open.
I'm going to take it off here. Hang on. Let's do it.
Hang on, you got to take it off the mod to adjust airflow. That's a fail.
No.
Right. That's turned off.
Yeah. Now on the ring.
Put your finger over that slit. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I do. No, you shouldn't get no airflow.
Yeah, I have.
See, I haven't.
That's shut completely off. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's just a...
I mean, Justy's just summed it up perfectly then. How does that name even fucking fit through customs? Favanda.
They probably go, I don't know what it is, let it go. So, anyway,
it's probably some new sex toy. Leave it be right. Let it through.
I appreciate you sending this, Mark Jackson. Thank you very much. And, I put a coil in it. Flavor's pretty good. But
good flavor on it.
It's, I think they're on offer, aren't they? But if I paid full price, I'll be a bit pissed off, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I agree totally with you, Mark.
But at the price they're on offer for, which I have seen them, then they're a bit of a Billy bargain. So,
what is the price a secret, or are you going to fill us all in, or what?
Well, it's a competitor, and
Yeah, I'd rather not.
How much is it?
I think they're about a tenner.
Yeah.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
You see, you can't grumble at a tenner, can you? You have got some, you can't.
Well, you can if
grumble at a tenner.
You can if you use it once and put it in a drawer. It's not a bargain.
The way you got to think of it, the way I thought of it, depending on work life and everything like that. If you're a mechanic or someone like that, and you drop that, you ain't bothered about a tenner, are you? If you've got a bishop on the go and you go and drop the bishop and smash the glass, you're going to be kicking up.
Well, it's a nice cheap review for you as well, isn't it? So
yeah, this is what I mean. Get something out there. So I was happy with it. To be fair,
yeah. You there, Roy? You missed the bash the bishop bit, and you had a perfect entrance for that. And
he's too busy sorting out his fucking chavvy LEDs, isn't he? That's what he's doing. Like, turning them all. Why have you turned them city blue?
I'm also on the reload. On the what's this mod? Ascent mod. And that's it. That's all I'm vaping on. So yeah, a couple of little prezzies there this way. I'm not used to getting prezzies. That's nice. Normally it's me giving them out, but I was, oh God, that sounds awful. I was going to say I was the receiver.
I did offer to send you one of these pods earlier in the week, but you said no.
You did, Roy. I always say no. I very often say no. It's
Well, don't fucking say no. Just accept it gracefully.
Yeah.
Way
I've
Mark
offered to send him all sorts, nothing vape related, but he's always said no, and quite rightly so as well, Mark.
The thing with Mark is just don't tell him and just send it. We'll just say no, and
I've just noticed that my my backdrop isn't right, is it?
No, Mark, look at my backdrop.
Ooh. Look at that. Yeah, we've got the banner now for the new juice on the top of the website.
And may I just say, it looks spectacular as well.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? We got rid of billet box. If we didn't, we meant to, and we added.
how many weeks do I now for the juice? Week and a half.
I got a message today to say the labels are going to be we're going to be arriving on the 20th. They're all at the printers at the minute, and
That end of week, isn't it?
9
Next
days.
week.
Yeah, 9 days.
So I'm guessing the juice is pretty much knocked up, waiting for the labels. Then,
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much where we are. Juice. I think the bottles will all be made, and then the labels will be the final thing.
so it's literally label them, pack them, ship them.
Yeah, we're nearly there.
2 weeks, isn't it? A couple of weeks. Packed it, booked it, fucked off.
Soon come around, doesn't it?
Matt Benson had a question earlier, Mark, for you. It was, how does the Ed Balance compare to the Ed Zachary, and which do you prefer? To the Flex Zachary, sorry.
Oh, the Flex Zachary. I've got the Flex Zachary downstairs. That's a funny one, the Flex Zachary. It is so small that it is actually even smaller than the Balance. I just like the Ed Balance. It feels heavier, well made. And it just feels like it's never going to let me down. And, it's just, for me personally, I prefer it. But, the Flex Zachary is good as well, especially if you've got like a 22mm tank that fits on there. Lovely.
But if you had a choice, you'd go for the Balance all the time.
I think I would, yeah. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Can we just have a look at Laurie and maybe look at demoting her? She just said, Mark, your brick background is way better. You look like one of those bad reviewers with a juice mock-up.
Oh, I say.
I do, you scallywag.
So, Chris Doyle. I don't know if you want to talk about a penalty at this point, Mark or Roy.
Well, we can touch on it briefly. Listen, congratulations to City. Best team in the league this year by a country mile. All I can say is I'm proud of what we've done this year. I'm proud of how far we've come from last year, and next year we'll be even closer. So bring it on. I'm ready. I'm excited.
Yeah,
definitely the best team one. Yeah,
starting start to the season, and defeat tonight means that we sort of hopefully stop the Scousers from getting into fourth place. But also, it's great when somebody comes out and says, "Oh, the best team," especially when they can't take a penalty.
Exactly. Yeah, that penalty.
So they could take a penalty, but they could just pass it into the keeper's
tell you what,
hand.
we'll be watching that for the next 15 years. But yeah, listen, best team by a country mile won the league. I mean, they're unplayable on the day, so no complaints. But next year we'll be closer. Glory, glory, Man United, baby.
Evening, Eric Simsigs.
Good evening, Eric.
Lynn Smith, late on parade, Wheeling. Any
No, she was in earlier.
He?
Just happened to miss her.
He. I used to make that mistake. Lynn is a man. Anybody seen Mike Vape's presentation on the clutch dual battery mech mod? I haven't.
I did. I did.
Did you?
I did. I watched it early. Yeah.
Look good?
It does look good. Yeah, it looks good. I think I'm not sure how I feel about it because the original clutch was made to be absolutely tiny. It was minute, like really, really small little mech mod. This one's obviously a little beefier, but again, it looks really well made and really nice. But I'm guessing it's going to be 3 figures.
Okay, now.
And Rufus, do we need to go there?
No.
Oh, it's on Windows now.
Do you know someone put a link? Someone put a link on Facebook, and I clicked on it stupidly. Fucking clicked on it, and it's like all hippie and all about self-awareness and improving your life and all that bollocks, which, come on, it's not for me, but
that's the new word, the mindfulness. That's the new thing, isn't it?
Mindfulness, yeah. Mindfulness, self-awareness, self-betterness, and all that fucking nonsense.
Justin says, "What's he doing this time, Rufus?" Yeah, he made it. He packed in. He made his comeback. He's now doing something else. Oh, just.
We did.
Hey,
is he not doing vapes then again?
I don't know. I don't think.
Well, he's still doing vapes, yeah. But do you remember when he did Super
The
Blow
kiddie thing.
for the kids?
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Let's move on.
Wow. I remember watching that first one just sitting on my PC like this. What is he doing?
Was that just you waiting on receiving from Rip Tripper, Mark?
Absolutely not. No, he's definitely not my type, Roy.
His videos, we touched on this before, were good. When he did his coils, oven coils and things like that, he thought, oh, we can learn something here. And I used to get right into his videos. So they were good. And then they all went commercial. Everything's the best he's had, the best pod, the best, you know, and the next week there was another best pod. And the amount of people that spent money because he said they were the best, I just think that's bad. So
listen, I can't. I've always said this about Rip. And exactly what you just said there, Mark. His older videos when he used to do all the fancy builds and shit, and he was innovative, fantastic. But can you blame the guy? It's made him a millionaire. So, you know, am I going to sit here and mock him for making money and selling out? No. If that's what you got to do to feed your family, then crack on. Like you just said, you summed it up perfectly. Nobody takes him seriously. No, nor should they.
Chris Horton, second week on the Bishop, and can't put it down. That's good. Glad you're enjoying it. And Chris Doyle, it's a pod. Put it in the bin. TV.
And the Bishop's better if you get the bell cap.
Yeah, you got that now.
Yeah. Loves the bell cap. Loves the fact that you can top fill it. Bigger tank capacity.
How much is the bell cap? Is that expensive?
No. 12 quid or something, isn't it?
Oh, is that all it is? I might put one up then.
Have you been using yours, Mark, TVP? I know you got one. You've been using it?
Yeah, I used it. I've recorded all the close-ups for it and stuff. It's actually over there on my shelf with juicing. Just ready to film the final bits. But yeah, of course I've used it. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I got the 2 mil one, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You ordered
13 quid, Mark.
Yeah.
So
I'm taking it the bell cap will fit on mine then because it's a 2 mil one. I don't have
to. Yeah, the bases are all the same. So
that was a 2 mil, and that's it now with the bell cap on it.
Looks pretty good with the bell cap on, doesn't it?
Comes in a little tube like that.
I like the idea of top fill. I'd like this careful and not the careful. the Zachary.
Zachary.
Yeah, I'd like that to have top fill.
If the bell cap on the Zachary came the same as the Bishop, I wonder.
No,
it couldn't because of the metal bit.
No, I know. I'm almost certain you can buy a top fill conversion kit for it, but you're spending out more, aren't you?
Justin's got a message for you, TVP as well. Got to say that Watofo SMRT coils surprised me. It's decent, I think, better than PMP Vupu coils. I'd agree with that.
It's 10 times better than the PMP coil.
But I've always said the PMP coils are not all that. I can't see why people rave about them as much as they do. They're not all
that. They're for a stock coil. They probably are. They're a great stock coil, but because they're mass,
they're a great stock coil, right? But they're nowhere near the best stock coil I've vaped on.
Maybe not. But because they're mass produced, their quality control is not going to ever be there. But when you make your own, as in this way one, you've got the
I understand that. What I'm saying is I can't get over all this fucking hype about these PMP coils and people copying them and stuff like that when they're far from the best stock coil I've heard on. I mean, I just find it astonishing. Like, I've paying these companies to say this shit. Like,
for the price range, they're a good coil. Because sometimes to get a better stock coil, you have to pay more money. But for the price range of them,
it's up again. I threw a bit of ground bait out, and as usual, it all got eaten up.
no, listen, we're not going to debate. Listen, I totally agree with you. If you're going to rebuild your own, whether it's stock coil or anything, it's going to be better. I'm just saying, I can't understand the hype around these PMP coils. For me, they're decent. They vape decent when they work. A lot of them have either been very weepy, very leaky, very hit and miss. So I just don't see the hype around them.
I guess there are different people in the market, Mark. And for me personally, I've always been rebuildable. Whether it's mouth to lung, whether it's direct lung, I stick my own coils in, I put my cotton in. That's what I enjoy. But I'm a tinkerer. I like making things. That's how I am. But there are some people that can't even put a plug on a piece of wire, so they want to have a plug and play, don't they? So that is their.
Yeah, and Eric's got a good point there. The coil life as well on them is on most of them I've had is pretty abysmal.
I guess
that's down to the size in it and the juice you're using, but yeah, not great.
I normally get 2 to 3 weeks out of it.
I've had a couple.
I don't think I've ever had 2 weeks out of one, right? Swear to God.
I've had a couple of weeks out of this now, isn't it? Or a week. Yeah, nearly 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Michelle, what's that? He wants to whisper sweet nothings. All right. What do you have for tea, Roy?
Tonight, we had stuffed chicken with wrapped bacon in it and peppercorn sauce. We had garlic fries, well, little garlic cubes, potato cubes, medley of mixed root vegetables,
mashed potatoes, boiled potatoes, chips.
There were cubed potatoes, garlic fried potatoes.
What I'm saying on top as a side dish was mashed potato, boiled potato, roast potatoes, chips. It's like a potato ensemble. Oh dear.
Laurie says, Naturevape, when will you get the black id tank? Well, they're not making one yet, but what is coming is the internals for, like, even the version 1. So you can take out your old V1, put in the internals for the V2. So if you've got a black 24mm, you can make it like a V2. And they're coming. They're on the way. And I expected that and the Loki before someone asks, and all sorts of other stuff as 2 independent deliveries that should both have been here Friday from UPS, and they're both held in customs. So,
hey Mark, save me one of them internals because I've got a black 24 here. I'll pick one of them up definitely. It's basically the new internal pin, isn't it?
Yeah,
the airflow pin.
Yeah, there's the deck and the pin, the plus upgrade, and the upgrade for the light plus. Yeah.
She didn't mean tank, Mark. She meant the add balance.
Well, that's part of what should be coming as well. That's actually a third order as well. They should be coming as well.
Have they ever left the airport yet?
They have, Roy. Yes, yeah. I mean, when you're quite anxious and angry about UPS as it is, and you've spent an hour this morning trying to get to the bottom of it, yeah, they have left the airport. Yeah.
Hey, Mark, let me ask you a question. Did they do one of these in full black?
Yeah, there is. I'm sure there is. Yeah. I think that's the only colour we haven't got at the minute is the one that you've got, Mark, the black and stainless steel. I think that's the only one we haven't got.
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely be interested in an all black one, to be honest.
That would look nice, wouldn't it? With black cape.
Yeah, imagine that with a 2mm black bishop on. Oh, what are you saying?
Graham
yeah, Kieran says they're called Parmentier potatoes, Roy. Parmentier.
Oh, he's right.
Cubed.
Right, just like fried and cubed, whatever.
So how am I
add a bit of flour, make a bit of fudge?
How am I getting on with chat? Oh, Eden Boris. We've got Boris in chat as well. Oh, that was what you were, you were earlier, wasn't it? Eric. What's Eric put? Naturevape. What's your views on the Aspire box due to be released? I think it looks very nice. So I'm looking forward. I'll definitely buy one, even if I don't stock them. So yeah, I think they look very good. I can't wait to try one. And I think we're reasonably caught up with chat, reasonably for me anyway. So while I'm skipping through a couple of those bits, we better have Mark intro.
Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good time. Blame it on the boogie.
The Jackson 5. Jackson's 5 minutes to talk about something he's come across that he wants to debate.
What we'll have a little chat about is, what do we think about with the hospitals with the vapes, disposable vapes? So, what's your thoughts and opinions? You know, they're giving them out. Is it just pods? Presuming it's just pods they're giving out. Are we allowed? Are patients allowed to smoke in the hospital? Or you still got to come outside with a vape? Do you know what's your thoughts and opinions on it?
That's accident emergency, isn't it? Giving them away? Yeah.
Well, I know in the Coventry area, I've seen in the paper they're on about in the actual hospital themselves.
I think it's if you're in hospital for more than 3 nights as well that you're allowed to have one.
Oh, is that?
Or 2 or 3 nights, I think I read. Yeah.
I don't know the
rules
behind it or what the criteria is. I guess in my head, I probably thought accident emergency on a busy Saturday night. Beer-fueled people, cuts, bruises, fights, falling through windows, everything else. Standing outside, as people do, and I would have been one of those people, having a fag outside. I thought if they give them an e-cig, that probably helps that situation. I don't know. But is that what they're doing it for? Or are they doing it to say there is an alternative to smoking? Try this, you might want to move on from it. I don't know.
I think they're doing it as an alternative because... Number one, you can't smoke outside hospital grounds. You literally have to fucking walk about half a mile.
But people do. People do.
Yes, but they have dedicated vaping areas now right outside the hospital. So I don't think they're doing it just for that. I think they're doing it because we're showing the rest of the fucking world that we're a fucking industry leader. We can do this and we can give these disposable cars out and we can help people get off the ciggies. Because how many times have we seen? I've been in hospital many, many times, and you come down for a vape or whatever, and you see some fucking 80-year-old there with his kidney hanging out and a fucking drip, smoking 20 fags. You're like, dude, man, you're half dead. What are you doing? Whereas if we could give this geezer like a disposable vape or something, what I think would help is this. So instead of getting these patients going outside doing the same thing they would when they're smoking, maybe have a dedicated vape room with some aircon in or something like that, a filter system in, have a dedicated vape room for vaping only for these disposable pods. That'd be fantastic. But I think it's definitely a step in the right direction, yeah.
I know over here in Coventry, Walsgrave Hospital, there has been talks about actually sticking a vape shop inside the hospital.
Yeah, there's a few.
Hospitals at the minute in England have got vape shops in them. Actually, in the hospital, there's 3.
Yeah,
and I think Birmingham's got one. Coventry, there was supposed to be. I think they were meant to be opening one.
Is that
but at the minute, I think it's 3.
E-cig Wizard have got that deal, haven't they? I think with the shop hospitals.
Is it e-cig? I thought it was Totally Wicked. It's one of the 2 anyway.
Yeah, one of the two. I know there's a chap who worked there, and they said if he talked about my coils in the shop anymore, they'd sack him because he phoned me and told me, he said, I've been recommending everyone to buy your coils. He said, but they're not happy with him at work.
Well, listen, like I said, in a year's time, if we can have these dedicated vape rooms and giving patients these little disposable vapes, whatever, for free, then just imagine their lives it'll change, man. And I normally cringe when people say that it's life changing, but it really is for some of these patients in there. Like I say, some of the states you see with a drip hanging off them and a faggot hanging out of the mouth, you think, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like all addictions. We were all smokers once, weren't we? And even getting a 3-hour flight to Spain or whatever, I know I can remember getting off that plane and getting quite anxious that I wanted a fag. and I'd have probably gone to the toilet to have one before I went and, do you know what I mean, got on the coach to go to my final destination or whatever. And it's an addiction, like all addictions. And even if you're gasping for your last breath, you still want. I remember having pneumonia and I could barely get a breath, but I still
Just a fag in the morning, yeah.
I still wanted that fag, because you're addicted, aren't you?
Listen, we're still a million miles away. We're probably talking about an handful of hospitals here that's got vape shops, and that's going to be following through with it, giving out the disposable pods. So we're still in the very, very early stages. It's baby steps. But like I say, in a couple of years' time, if we can get this across the board, across the NHS, get these dedicated vape rooms into hospitals, then for me it'll be an absolute fucking game changer, and it'll show the rest of the world just how stupid they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember how times have changed. I remember my grandmother was in hospital. Do you remember they're probably still doing the little thing on wheels beside you that the two front cupboards open, two flaps used to open, and then two bigger ones underneath.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you put your towels and whatever, pajamas or whatever else in there.
Put your grapes in there.
Yeah, my grandmother wheeled hers beside the bed, and she used to smoke regular Embassy. She put her head inside you. And there's this smoke coming out, and she didn't think anyone could see her. I was there visiting her. I must have been about 8 or 9, but I'll never forget it.
But that's like when you were a kid, innit? So I started smoking at 12, and when you're a kid, you think, like, this is how naive and stupid you are. You think you can go up to the bathroom, have a cheeky fag, and no one's going to smell it. Whereas in reality, it smells like fucking rotten ass. You can smell it a mile off. You go downstairs and breathe. It's like, have you just had a fag? I don't smoke that.
Open the bedroom window. No one will smell it. No, of course they won't.
You think if you blow it out the window, it'd be right.
Getting the orange, peeling the orange so your fingers smell of orange and tobacco.
I'll just have one, me, pop a polo and think, even though your fucking hands stink as well.
I started at 9, and I used to go down to the field, down end of the pathway. I used to go down, hide in the hedge, smoke, and come out, and then your clothes. You couldn't smell it yourself. You'd walk in and go, "What's that smell?"
Yeah, but it's like now I'm a non-smoker. We go over to her mum's for a couple of hours, and she's quite a heavy smoker. You come home and my clothes stink. I'd have to take them straight off, put them in the wash because they just fucking really,
like
really bad.
Go to my mate Charlie's. Michelle will tell you. We go out there and he smokes heavily, and you come back, your hair's stinking, your skin's stinking, the clothes. You just remove it. You're like, ugh.
But it's funny, isn't it? Because when you're a smoker, you can't smell it for shit on anyone.
No,
because you're used to it. So Laurie's got a good point there. Is the USA ever going to catch up about vaping? Absolutely not, Laurie. Never. Vaping's pretty much dead in the USA at this moment in time.
There's just too much money in tobacco over there.
Yeah, and when I don't say this lightly, and I say this a lot, we are the fucking industry leader. Us, the likes of Germany, places like that, we are leading the fucking industry, and we are the way forward when it comes to vaping. I don't say it lightly. I say it because it's a fact.
But yet China doesn't care about us.
I wouldn't say they don't care about us, but they've always cared more for America because the sheer volume of people that are in that country. But so, Jackson, you've asked us the question about the hospital. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's a cracking idea. I really do. Obviously, I think it's going to be pods then. Of course, it's going to. If it was RTAs and mouth-to-lung tanks, we'd all jump in there, get them in the hospital. But no, I think it is a good idea. The one thing I would say, like TVP touched on, though, I think you've got to have some sort of room where you can vape, because when you've got the elderly that are barely walking, they've come round for an operation, like you said, Matt, you still want to, you wake up from an operation. I remember when I used to, and your first thoughts are getting in a wheelchair if you need it, straight down, out for a bloody fag. So I think there's got to be put in place something where vapors can go. So there's your sort of try a pod, and off you go, give you a room. I think you've got to have rooms dedicated on each level, because I think if you've still got to come out, you've got that pod or disposable, and you've still got to clamber around getting yourself out of the hospital. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they'd rather just
risking infections and stuff. It's still they might as well be smoking if they're going to go through all that rigmarole.
No, I think it defeats the object unless they do have rooms on every level and say, well, there you go. If you really want to do something, here's a disposable, head down the room. I think it'll
Yeah,
help.
we've got a dedicated room for you. We've got a filtration system. There you go.
They used to have smoking
You've got it.
in hospitals. There was a dedicated room you can go and have a cigarette and read a paper.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Kenny, if I would come already, you used to be able to smoke on a plane, for God's sake. Didn't you? You know, the thought now of getting a fag out and lighting up on a plane would horrify any of us.
When I first went to the army, it was over in England. I had to fly over it, and I smoked on the flight across. But then compare that to last time I was in London, going to the Heathrow, where you're in that train station bit, and you can't smoke in that at all. So I had my last smoke before I got onto the train. And by the time I got waiting to get onto the plane, I was like, I need to smoke. I need to smoke. I need to smoke.
It's just a shame. It's a shame, isn't it? I mean, we have this. A lot of people have this discussion all the time about, vaping in America and taxes and big tobacco and stuff like that. And it's a shame we're still having this kind of discussion in 2021. If people want to vape, let them fucking vape. Like, it shouldn't all be your health and your life shouldn't be all about fucking money, but it is. Death equals money, no matter what country you're in. Cancer equals money, more so in America because of the big pharma. If you've got cancer, if you've got HIV, you've got any kind of disease over there, the fucking eyes light up with pound signs. It's like, yes, they don't give a fuck about you and when you die or how you die. It's all about how many drugs they can pump into you and money they can take from you before you do die. And it's ridiculous.
They don't want to cure you. They want to keep you sick for as long as possible.
Exactly. And we shouldn't be living like this in 2021. It's the same I say about like hunger and stuff like that. There shouldn't be children starving now in this day and age. It's ridiculous.
Well, don't you think?
I just think the world we live in and the money that's on this fucking planet and the suffering we put people through is a joke.
But the amount of children that's starving is because the parents that get the money for the children would rather spend it on stuffing something up their nose or injecting something into their arm 90% of the time.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I'm talking more the poorer countries and stuff like that, where I've always said there should be some form of birth control first. But I'm saying what the point is in 2021, there shouldn't be money shouldn't come before life, and fucking things like child hunger shouldn't be happening in 2021 because there's enough money on this planet to go around for everybody. There's enough food and resources on this planet to go around for everyone. So why isn't there? Because it's greed. Money, taxes.
It is greed. India at the minute just appalls me. They're making most of these vaccines, and look at the country at the moment. It's in absolute.
You can't even get fucking oxygen. It's like
in
what?
disarray.
Yeah, he's saying we Northern Ireland gave them 3 oxygen because they make the oxygen generators over here. There was that one of the biggest commercial aircraft landed at Aldergrove. Put in 3 of the big oxygen generators and 1,000 ventilators. And sent them across to India.
But get this is what annoys me with countries like India. This says everything about this day and age we live in. They wanted to start a space program.
They have a space program.
They've got a space they started a space program.
They have a space program, 146 million.
You can't give your people oxygen, but you can put a rocket into space. Like where are your priorities? Where are they lying? Because it's not with your people.
Yeah,
their space program cost 146 million, which is exactly the same amount of money Britain gave India as foreign aid. 146 million.
I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Come on. Why the fuck do India need a space program, number one?
Program last night with Trevor McDonald, and they were showing because India, you've got a percentage of really, really rich people and people in absolute poverty that, it's like a lot of other places, unfortunately. And there was a house, it was built for, I think it was 600 people for a family of 5. That was to look after 5 people. That's just, he's some oil tycoon or something. And it just appalls you. Yet a couple of miles down the road, they're living on top of each other with no toilet. Do you know what I mean? You just think, how can that be right? How can it be? Appalling.
Yeah, I mean, it's just some of the people live in absolute fucking squalor, don't they? And you can't blame. Listen, you can't blame it all on the governments and people like that. I'm not saying it's all their fault, but there's a lot they can do to probably help themselves and better themselves. But listen, 2021 and people are fucking washing in rivers full of dead bodies and children are starving across the planet. And America turns around and says you can't even vape anymore because we said so because we're not making enough money on it. Fuck off! It's a joke.
But it's not even just that. In America, they're saying that with all the illnesses and deaths, which is all coming from people vaping illegal THC oils, with them banning vaping, all that's going to do is push the black market even more. So the stuff that's going to be sold and stuff that people are going to get their hands on is going to be more black market stuff. Nobody's going to know it's licensed. Nobody's going to know what's in it, and there's going to be more deaths.
There will, and there'll come a time, Roy. There will come a time in our lifetime when the people rise up in their fucking millions and just say, "Fuck you, we've had enough. We've had enough." You think the riots we've seen up to now are bad? I'm talking country fucking wide rioting and destruction, and the people will just say, "No more. You're not fucking ruling us and telling us what to do anymore. Get fucked."
I just had to laugh at Laurie's comment. This is hilarious to me. Here in Kenya, no one stops me vaping anywhere. I vape offices. Doctor, I'm having a headache. And you're puffing.
Laurie, I wouldn't stop you vaping anywhere either. She works with elephants. She get the elephants to trample you.
Yeah, Laurie, I think you've been very critical of my my wallpaper behind me. I expect to see an elephant on your thumbnail, not just an L.
Anyway, do you want to have a quick look at me Geminis? Anyway, do you want to have a quick look?
Oh, let's do that.
Yeah, come on.
Is this the one you can't vape?
I would put
is
you
the
on
one.
full screen, Mark, if I didn't think I was going to crash the whole thing.
Oh no, yeah, is this it? Am I on?
No, you're
No,
on.
you're on
YouTube.
EOS webcam utility. Turn your camera on.
Is it the beta? No.
Yeah, turn the camera on.
The camera's on. It's on.
It's now.
Why is it not? It is. It's on. Why is it not working?
Black Cap.
To me, to you, to me, to you, to me, to you.
Hang on a minute, Flat Cap. Oh shoot, somehow I've stumbled into the South Bar. Who said that you were in the North Bar?
Oh, there you go. I'm on.
Yeah.
I'm on.
We're there.
Right, so a quick look at the Geminis. This is it. So it's a 28mm, and this is prototype number 1. Okay, prototype number 1. So you can see we've got dual airflow on the bottom. So there's number 1 airflow, and there's number 2 airflow. So that controls 2 different separate airflows, 810 drip tip, top fill, bayonet top fill, nice and fucking easy.
Nice.
Now, I can't vape this one because they sent it with no deck screws and the 510's absolutely knackered. All right, so I can't vape it. They are sending 2 more, so this is just going to be a quick look around it. This is the interesting thing here, the deck. So you can see there, it's built to have 2 coils seated inside. We've got airflow there. And also that center block there has got airflow in the middle. Now, the interesting thing is that this center block actually comes out. It pops out. So it's a gold-plated center block, and it comes in different, you can see it's slotted there, but that'll come with honeycombs, different stuff like that. The Focus. There you go. So you can see the airflow there, you can see the airflow underneath, and they're all going to be different. So we're going to have different inserts and stuff like that going inside. It's just a shame I can't vape on it at the moment, but that's basically how the tank is going to look, the deck. You can see it's all like a GTA as well, slightly raised, just like the FP was.
Yeah.
So I just think that performs better, it wicks better.
Looks nice.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, it looks very nice. Like that.
Yeah.
Knees.
Get some decent sized coils in there as well, can't you?
Yeah, man. I think so. I said to him 4mm maximum. I want it.
So, Mark, if you took that gold piece out of the middle, could you fit one big, nice, big, fat, juicy, chunky coil in the middle?
A big, fat, juicy single coil in. That's all that. Yeah, you could actually. Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend it if I'm being honest. The thing is, right, here's the thing. So the gold-plated insert's not going to be gold-plated because I don't want it gold-plated. So that's going to be changed. Obviously, the 5-pin design needs looking at because that needs to be fucking changed.
Was
There's
it
a couple of
the external thread that wasn't right?
Yeah, it was too short. The pin was
Oh, was
just too short.
Right.
So there's a couple of things that I obviously want to change. I hate the gold platedness on it, so that won't be a thing. The top cap as well is kind of curved, so that's going to be flattened off. But
TVP, Michelle's comment. Whenever she hears somebody say inserts, she just hears tampons.
Well, listen, here's the thing, right? This is 6 months worth of work. Just this fucking first prototype is literally 6 months of graft. So I'm happy with. I'm like 75% happy. Obviously, I can't vape it, but the reason I can't vape it is just a minor fucking niggle. But I'm 75% happy with the way it looks. So yeah, I'm excited to get the next one and actually vape on it.
I think that looks like a new healthy up tank.
Pardon? It looks like what? I missed that, right?
It looks like the new Helvy up tank.
You know what? You can suck, don't you?
I think it looks cracking. I'm looking forward to trying.
On May, I reckon by middle of June, Helvy will release the tank like that.
Yeah, but the thing is, Hellvape will release its tank without him, so mine will be released with me. So winning.
Yeah, Flat Cat. Shoot, somehow I've stumbled into the South Bar. Did we ever say Flat Cat was in the North Bar? We never did. I never had.
I did. Flat Cat was over the North Bar drinker, but I think he somehow got a little pissed in the North Bar and fell over and rolled towards the South Bar recently.
No, you see, I don't think he is.
We'll just welcome him in. Come on, guys. Come on.
On the way out of the North Bar, he went out the door and he sits on a wee table just outside now in between the two bars.
Is that what he does? Is he? He's not offensive.
He's a patio drinker.
I don't know, really. I prefer to drink in all the pubs and wind everyone up, then leave before getting beaten up. Fair play to you, Flat Cat.
That's normally my trick, mate. Just leave before everyone wants to kill me. Out the back door.
I've been known to light the touch paper and walk away. It's quite good fun.
You like the back doors, Marco?
I do like the back doors, right? You've got me. So what do you guys think of the tank? What do you think of the deck design and stuff like that? Do you think there's anything that could be improved on?
We need to vape it to see.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously needs to vape it. But what do you think?
I think it's interesting. I do.
Yeah,
because you know how many different inserts you get in for the airflow, Mark, with a coil?
Four.
See, that's good. That is.
That's four.
It's suited to a lot of people, isn't it?
Yeah, so there's going to be wide open ones, like wide open bottom slot. There's going to be slotted. There's going to be honeycomb. So yeah, there's 4 different ones.
And you can fit up to 4 mil. Cool.
Yeah, if the flavor's on par with the FP, then
looking at that, I'd say it's going to be better.
Yeah,
look, the way you got to look at it and the way I designed the deck was to condense everything, mate. Get everything really condensed. Get the coil all packed in and condensed. So the vapor is just going to be literally. Listen, if it goes as well as I think it's going to go when I vape it, then winner. But obviously, I might be totally wrong. It might be fucking rubbish.
Well, I don't think it's going to be totally rubbish, Mark, because I don't think the company would have went this far if they thought it was going to be rubbish. They've obviously vaped it. They've, with building the prototypes, they've obviously probably had a working prototype and vaped it. And if they thought it was rubbish, they would probably have told you by now. Because I don't think they'll want to release something that's rubbish.
Oh no! Listen, and like I've always said, right, I've vaped on enough RTAs to pretty much know what works and what fucking doesn't. You know what I mean? So I've got a decent idea. I'm not saying I'm like fucking, like the world's best designer or anything like that, but I've got a good idea what makes a good RTA. I have. So fingers crossed.
Bearing in mind, Mark, that still bears a lot of resemblance to the drawings you had 2 years ago.
It does. Yeah, you can see the chairman.
Mark did hand drawings just after the FP was released. Mark did hand drawings of what he wanted his next tank to look like, and that does look an awful lot like the ones back then.
Yeah,
Probably a bit more
pretty much
updated
the
now.
chamber, guys. I know it's not on my best camera, but it's very short, very short chamber, very condensed, nice and domed inside. So everything's going to be nice and tight in there and condensed flavor-wise. That's the plan.
I can't believe, Mark, we let everyone see that without asking. Put a thumbs up first.
I know, fucking hell.
How
You'll be
rude.
getting one anyway, Gaz, when it's released. All right, if you're nice to me.
How remiss
Dickhead.
of us. I did have a few questions which I've got. I can put them in favourites now. Laurie's was first. Does anyone know? Let's put it in the broadcast. The rules about sending lithium-ion batteries air freight overseas. I ordered some. I'm waiting. I guess you'll know if they turn up, Laurie. They can. It used to be a thing. If a lithium battery was inside a product, it was fine. It was when it was loose that we had a problem. But we've sent some overseas, and I've got to say, sometimes they arrived, sometimes they got taken away. So a little bit hit and miss. I don't think there is a definitive answer on that. Kieran. I think that was to do with this Fivander RTA. Quick release tank section of mine had no grooves. Had no grooves. You just pull it straight off. Did not review. Straight in the trash. In the trash, Jack. In the trash. Mine, I have to say, I struggled to get mine off to start with, but once I got it off, it was all right. The two dots are very hard to see, aren't they?
Yeah, tiny.
Tiny.
Yeah.
And ages ago, Peter, I flicked this into favourites, so I thought I'll come back to it. Any mouth-to-lung alien coil in your lineup? Not as yet, no. I mean, there is... are these alien? These little...
You don't really need them. You don't really need an alien mouth-to-lung coil. Listen, as long as you've got a nice fuse Clapton. I've always preferred me in mouth-to-lung a dual core fuse Clapton rather than a single core, just because it resembles an alien a little more. So as long as you've got a nice dual core fuse Clapton, there's no need for an alien whatsoever. Not in mouth-to-lung.
I mean, I will say, a little plug, I suppose, but our little mouth-to-lung coils, we just sell tins and tins and tins of them.
I'm not surprised, Mark. They're fantastic.
If you go on the site, you'll just see good review after good review all the way through. You won't see anything else apart from that. Thank you, Mark. That's nice of you to say. Daniel's replied about the batteries. As far as I'm aware, they're mostly banned. Even them little LED strip remotes don't come with tiny lithium batteries anymore. No, I'd forgotten that.
They don't. Yeah, they come with fucking like watch batteries, don't they?
Yeah, but Daniel's saying they don't even come with the batteries installed anymore. I think he's right.
Do they not?
There you go. Look at that. Your camera's good, Roy.
Yeah, I mean, you can't beat them mouth-to-lung coil for the money, for the price you're paying. Listen, they're an absolute fucking winner. Absolute winner for me. And you know, for the price you're paying as well, you can put a new coil in every 2 weeks if you want.
You hadn't tried.
You get a handful of it.
And
it's not just 2 in a tin.
You what, Mark?
I see you hadn't tried my coils for a long time. It's only recently tried them.
The aliens are fantastic as well. The aliens are probably my favourite coil that you do. I think they're fucking awesome, by the way. Really, really good. And now I've always found this, mate, with bulk made coils, right? Getting them to glow evenly and fucking you got to go through all that strumming and shit. It's a pain in the arse. Really is. When you get nice handmade coils, couple of strums, they pretty much, there's no hot spots, nothing like that. What I found with yours, Mark, is 3 or 4 strums. They're glowing nice and evenly. So I don't know who's making them, but props, man. Absolute props, because they're fantastic.
Yeah, thank you, Mark.
And you don't get that. Another thing I found as well with bulk made coils is you get a bit of a funny taste at first. I don't know if it's like skin or oil or whatever it fucking is, but it's vile. It's disgusting. You got to vape through it.
Yeah, I think it's oil from the machine with a lot of them.
Yeah, but there's none of that with these either. So I think they're brilliant. Brilliant. I'm not just saying it because it's you either, Mark.
Because if they were shit, Mark, you would.
They were fucking shit, mate.
Well, I tried a direct comparison, Mark, of those NI80 ones with a set of handmade NI80s that I had got made by another coil maker. And honestly, there is absolutely no difference in the two of them whatsoever. One costs a fraction of what the other ones cost. And as I say, for that, if you can get two products that vape exactly the same, and one costs pennies and the other one costs pounds, which one are you going to take?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you like handmade coils, but I mean, stick with them. But if you're a vapor on a budget and you want some fancy coils, some really good, fucking decent coils that are quite fancy and flamboyant, then absolutely get some, man, because, yeah, they're fantastic. You know, you look at some handmade coilers, £10 for a pair. Fuck out of here, man. Shout them out.
Yeah, more than that with some of them.
There's a question for you, Naturevape. Laurie's got it.
Do you know what? I was just reading it, and I've read it twice, and I still don't understand it. Why the cotton that is in strips rather than the clumpy ones, or whatever it is called?
I think she means the shoelace cotton.
Or cotton like that.
Ah, right.
Yeah, either cotton like that or cotton like this, the shoelace stuff with the shoelaces on the end.
I use the shoelaces for direct lung for like 3 mil coils, but for my mouth to lung, I've still used Muji. That's all I use is Muji.
Do you stock the shoelace stuff, Mark?
Yeah, we got the Firebolt.
Oh, is that the one with different? Not the one with different sizes in.
This one's all 3 mil one, and if you want it,
yeah, I'm gonna have to get some. I'm gonna get like how many packs have you got? Because I'm gonna get like 10 packs, I think.
I don't know. I'm not sure if we got any more of these. We got the mixed, definitely got the mixed, but then you end up with 2 mil ones you don't want. That's the trouble. I'll have a look through, Mark. I'll let you know. Laurie, for your mouth to lung, and I would stick with the Muji, just the squares, and cut the strips. That's what I would do. Do you use Muji?
I just find the ease of the shoelace stuff for me. It's all about ease of use. It's just
for mouth to lung as well.
Yeah,
fusion.
That's what I would tend to
do. Do you know what, Rock? Right, that's fantastic cotton. No, there's a lot like that, like the bacon and stuff like that. And I always used to have an issue of ripping off the right amount. I'd always rip off too little or too much, and it used to infuriate me.
I just cut it off. I cut off a size, nearly the size of a Muji pad, and then after that, you just cut it. You just line it up.
I could never get it right, Roy.
Yeah.
See, Muji, I honest to God, 3mm coil, I could eyeball exactly how much I needed. At 2.5, I could eyeball exactly 4mm because I'd used it for that long. But trying to eyeball that, I could never get it right. And honest to God, I used to get irritated.
It can be a bit of a faff, but it just happened to be that I tried that fusion at Expo about 3 years ago, and I liked it. And then I had an opportunity. One of the shops up in Belfast was selling it out cheap, so I up and bought 4 tubs of the stuff, and it lasts you for absolute. You're getting 6 to 8 months maybe out of a.
It does, but if you get a big bag of that Muji, you get 2 years out of that.
Yeah,
2 years. And it costs you fucking £4 or £5 delivered.
I'll tell everyone.
I just don't like the Muji though. I just have never really got on with it.
The puff is superb stuff. PUFF puff Muji cotton is superb, and you'll find it on Amazon or eBay as well, I think. And
I've said it. It's basically Muji but in a different bag.
Yeah, and it's good. It's very good stuff.
Nicky Maynard there says the cotton laces are good. They are good, but I've always found them undersized. So you put them through a 3mm coil, you get that crackle because it's not quite tight enough.
Yeah, I've found the same with the cotton.
But it quality stuff, but just needs to be a little bigger.
That stuff there's actually quite good if you've got 3.5 mils.
Dude.
3 mil, 3.5 mil. It's actually it vapes really, really well. It was Eric had sent me that one.
Yeah, I think Eric sent me that as well, to be honest.
Which oils do you like the best? Well, normally with mouth to lung, I just use the 28 plus 38, or I think there's a tin here. Well, this one, it won't show up very well because of my green screen, but the 34 times 3, hopefully you can read it.
I don't have that.
So it's a
one.
3-core mouth to lung. Comes out at 1.16. They're more expensive though. They're nearly £6 a tin.
Yeah, because the 3-core.
3-core, but they're a bit like you were saying them, Mark. The 28 plus 38, you just put them in one strum across, and they're glowing fine.
Perfect. Yeah.
These are probably a little bit more sensitive to getting right. If you've just stretched it slightly, they'll take a little.
Yeah, because the 3 cores, it's anything with 2, 3, 4 cores, you're gonna struggle to get them glowing evenly. You got to give them a good strum.
Good.
That's what she said.
And how many coils do you get in a tin, Mark?
6. That's right.
So that's, what did you say? £6 for a tin.
No, well they're £6 for a tin.
They're £6. So it's 6, and you're getting 6 coils. So that's what,
£1.
6 tanks.
Yeah,
£1
and
a coil.
the other ones are only £3 a tin, aren't they? So you get 6 for 50p. That is, Roy. I can do more maths.
There you go. Cron just said he's almost out of cotton. He uses Muji, and he's had a bag for almost 2 years, man. I'm the same, Cron. I've had a bag now coming up for 2 years, and I've still got a quarter left. And it was a £5 from Muji Europe. Like, unbelievable value.
Michelle's got Puff Muji, and she uses it for her nails now.
I
suppose those girls would like a bit of Muji just in case they do run out of pads. They've got pads.
I know Tina pinches some of my cotton. So
yeah, a little bit of nail polish remover on and use a pad. Yeah, definitely.
I did. The cotton search. I did spend weeks at one point going through, and there was a firm. It was one of the expensive type perfume type firms that did this cotton, and I bought their cotton. It was a fortune. It was like £12 for this tiny little box, and it was no better than Puff, to be honest.
I've never bought into. Honestly, Mark, never bought into the whole elitist cotton thing. Cotton's cotton for me. It's cotton's cotton. I know people have their favourites. They do have their favourites, which I have no issue with. Royalist Fusion. I wouldn't say that was mega expensive, but it's more expensive than others. But he loves it. No problem with that. I just find go on, Roy.
Well, not now. It's if I look at the price that I got those tubs for, £2.50.
Yeah,
for a big tub of that, and that will last me 6 months, 7 months. You're saying like £4
I'm a firm believer, me, and I've always believed this, whether it be Muji or whether it be up to the more expensive brands like Fusion, like stuff like that, like Cotton Bacon. Once your tank's broke in after 5 to 10 pulls, you will never tell the difference ever.
Yeah,
and if you can tell the difference, then I'm sorry, you're a better man than I am.
And you're right. The first 5 to 10 pulls,
you can tell.
With the Fusion, I don't get any cotton taste whatsoever. Muji, the first 3 or 4 pulls, I might get some cotton.
You do. I've always found the first 5 to 10 pulls with Muji, you can tell you get that cottony taste, but after that, it's perfectly fine.
Jackson, what do you use? Because you like your big chunky handmade coils, and you've got your
I like obviously my handmade coils. Cotton wise, to be fair with you, I've got a lot of Muji, which I do prefer using in mouth to lung tanks. It is not 9 times out of 10. It is always Muji. But I'll tell you what I am liking at the minute is God's cotton. Reason being, I do find that God's cotton is very fine cotton. I know it's clumpy, but it's fine. I tend to find it finer. So when I put it in RTA tanks, it wicks a lot better. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, Jackson, you won't remember the days before fucking cotton, mate, when we used to use fucking mesh for wicking.
Really?
There was no fucking cotton, mate. It was metal mesh for wicking.
And it was, what was that? Kieran in chat will know this, because I ask him every time that.
I know.
The plaited. Oh God, what was it called?
Yeah, I remember when cotton first became a thing, and people are talking about cotton and wicking the cars with cotton. And I swear to God, all us hardcore vapors, we were like, "Fuck out of here, cotton."
Do you reckon years down the line you'll ever get rid of cotton and there'll be something new?
They've tried it. They tried it with silica replacements and stuff like that, and for different fibers, but you'll never beat fucking cotton.
Well, it went silica, didn't it? And these were the ones, these Russian ones that were plaited, and I can't for the life of me remember what they're called. Kieran put it in chat in a minute. But at the time, there was
Rayon.
rayon. When I first did the little pro coils for the Kanga tank, no one else was doing cotton. Cotton wasn't a thing then. That was really early on. Really was. So
yeah, because we were all like, "Ew, cotton. That's going to last about a day. Fuck off, cotton. It's just going to burn and shit like that." And then we're all trying it. Like word spreads. You know, you're on groups and stuff like that. Fucking I'll be trying cotton, and then we'd all try it, and it's like fucking game changer.
Yeah.
And within 12 months, mesh wicking was no more. It was gone.
I even used mesh and put on my old Tayfun GT. I used mesh, and I put cotton through the mesh, and I'll tell you, that gives you a lovely fizzy vape. That does, lovely poppy, like a creaky, groany one. That was nice.
I always found the trouble with mesh was you could never chain vape a mesh tank.
How do you remember this stuff? Eco.
I know.
That's what it was called. Eco Ball.
You could never chain vape a mesh vape ever.
No.
You'd have to have a couple of pulls, put it down, leave it a few minutes, have another couple of pulls, put it down, let it fucking wick up again. Because you could watch it. You could put your mesh down and watch it wick. Watch the juice go up to your mesh, up to your fucking. But you could never chain vape it, and it was ridiculous.
And you could be right, Frank. I've tried hemp. Maybe the next thing. I've tried hemp, and unfortunately, there's a right taste to it. But they must be.
It's horrible
taste.
It's horrible hemp. I've had hemp basic, and it's just vile.
I know we're all sat here saying, and we're all going to say this, like, can you ever get any better than cotton? But I guess we used to say that about mesh. Yeah, we can at some point. If there's something out there that works better.
An old pair of knickers.
Cron, always with tobacco leaves for that natural flavour.
Genesis tilt, yeah, you're right, Jay.
The Jenny tilt, yeah, you always had to give it the tilt while you're vaping.
And do you remember the coils on them as well, Mark? It was like this.
Oh God, yeah.
Arrow spring, wasn't it? There was none. Oh, and space coil weren't in it. It literally. Massive.
Yeah, you could wrap it around a fucking biro like that. You wouldn't give a toss, man. Like.
The things we've tried to get to where we are today. So we're coming up to 10 o'clock. Where did that begin? Drilling
out RDAs as well. You'd always drill out RDAs because there was never enough airflow, man.
Yeah.
The amount of RDAs I had where I tried drilling them, and you fucking slip and get the drill mark there, and you're like, I'm not asked. I'm bothered how it looks.
Seaweed fiber is the future.
Seaweed fiber.
Must admit, Kieran, haven't tried that yet.
Cotton for me. Cotton forever. Cotton for life, baby.
Yeah, the only cotton that I didn't get was cotton bacon. I think it was a version 1. I thought it had a rank taste to it. I didn't like that.
Have you seen that stuff Jay Hayes uses? The Maven cotton or whatever it is? It looks like prison bed fluff. Honestly,
I think I ordered some of that from America. There was a guy going on about the best cotton in the world, blah, blah, blah. And I bought some off him, and it arrived. And I thought, this looks like it's been used to space out some toes in there.
Dude, it looks like belly button fluff rolled up and put in a tin.
Shoes or something. Look, rank. I thought, I can't vape. I smelled it. I was like, I can't vape with that. It's a wind up, isn't it? Yeah, seaweed. There is seaweed in stock coils. They're using seaweed. We've got it on the Nest coils. Some of them are seaweed, aren't they? Right. Okay. Well, here we are. 2 minutes to 10. Jay says version 2 bacon is my go-to, but RDAs to fuzz usually. Use fuzz, I think you meant to say there.
But Jay, do you not think the fuzz has changed?
You think it's changed?
That's an original tin of the fuzz.
I've got a tin of there. I haven't tried it.
But I've seen the new tins of fuzz, and it doesn't actually even look the same. And I've got mine.
Let me ask you guys something just before we go quickly. I want to ask you this question. So, what is the difference, right? What is the difference between Muji cotton and something like fuzz cotton or the stuff Royu? What's the difference? Is it how it's processed? Is it cleaned? Is it bleached? Because you look at Muji, it's natural. You get the little black bits in from cotton. It's natural organic cotton. Whereas you look at something like Fuzz, it's brilliant white. There's no bits in.
That the Fusion. Whenever I spoke to the guys about it, it's washed 5 times.
Some of it
with water.
bleach,
Nothing else. It's not bleached. It's just washed in water 5 times. Whereas Muji cotton, because of the way it's not made. It's made for makeup and everything else. It's not made for vape and the Muji cotton. So therefore, that's why it's more natural with the black bits and everything else. It's not combed out as much or washed. That's combed out and washed finally to get.
So from what I know about Muji, it's picked and pressed. That's it. It's picked, pressed, and cut into squares and packed. Yeah. There's nothing else. That's literally Muji cotton. It's as natural as it fucking gets. Whereas you look at Muji, it's a very off-white color, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas you look at something like Fusion, like Fuzz, like Cotton Bacon, it's always like a brilliant white.
So is it bleached?
Who knows?
Anyone?
I know Fusion's.
Anyone tried that stuff? Swag.
Yeah,
Swag.
Swag. Good cotton.
The original Swag was horrible. The Swag Premium is all right.
I think it wicks pretty decent, old Swag.
Swag.
The old one, though.
It actually feels almost like nylon-y. Do you know what I mean? Like, almost like it is artificial and not...
Like unnatural.
Yeah, it does. And
it's squeaky.
I'm pulling that hard. It's not breaking, whereas cotton...
If you pull any piece of natural cotton, it should break so easily.
Yeah, I'm tugging that. Oh, eventually it's broke. So, I don't know. I'm not a cotton connoisseur. Someone will probably tell us. We'll have a guest one week from a cotton mill somewhere. Today we've got a cotton expert.
Right, that's your job. Find us someone from a cotton mill.
I'll try and see. I'll see if I can get in contact with a guy that owns Fusion.
Yeah, no, it'd be interesting to see the process some of these cottons go through, whether it is, as all natural as they say. I mean, I know they're probably going to spin it and bullshit it, but you've only got to look at the end product, haven't you, to know that it's not all that natural.
I think
at the expo, the guy showed me a video of the process of the cotton.
Oh dear.
I've heard Jackson bleaches his bottle. It's just a rumor, though. He's never confirmed it yet.
Yeah, man. It's normally the one that says it, does it?
Whoever smelled it, dealt it. Is that the one?
I noticed, Jackson, that there's still no silver at the Royal Mint. Are you still buying all that silver, or what? What are you doing?
Mate, if I had the money, I would. Trust me, I would. Sadly, I'm mate.
Crypto's the future. Crypto is the future. Trust me, I'm into crypto now.
No, be very wary.
Dodge.
Do not consider anything we say as financial advice.
Oh, please, God, no. Don't consider anything I say about vaping advice either.
I wonder if we'll have to say that one day, just to cover our backs. Oh, wouldn't that be a sad time? Right,
we have to say it when we do Met reviews and stuff. Don't we have to get that disclaimer out that if your hand comes off, it ain't my fault.
It's not my fault. Maybe bleaching makes the tattoo pop. Just vape a pair of socks. I don't know if I'd want Vape Roy's socks. Definitely not. Right, we're past 10. That's 3 minutes past. Time for to say our good nights. What are you going first, Roy?
Good night.
Right, Roy's done. Jackson?
Thank you to everybody in chat for coming in tonight and making it an enjoyable experience. And thank you to the 3 other casters who also make it an enjoyable experience. What else would you do on Tuesday night apart from sitting here listening to us talk crap for an hour and a half? But yeah, I'll pass it that way.
Hang on, don't you have to look up and lick to pass it to Mark?
Hang on.
Yeah, no, I like what Roy said. Thank you to everyone in chat. Really, really appreciate it. Love all your questions. Thanks to the three boys. And exactly, what else would you be doing on Tuesday night? You know, you'd be sat upstairs watching porn or something. So best come in and watch us. So yeah, thank you, and see you next week. Same time, same place. You know it makes sense.
You know it makes sense. More news, hopefully, on the juice next week for Mark as well. That'd be good. Find some more detail.
Not that I'm saying we're, you know, I'm not going to say we're the #1 show in the UK on Vape on YouTube, but I'm just.
He is
Tuesday night.
That would be arrogant, Mark.
That would be extremely arrogant of me, so I'd never say that. Okay.
Jackson, off you go.
So massive thanks to everybody in chat. Massive thanks to fellow Caspers and obviously Matt for having me on the show. Just hoping to have a week where the fucking internet don't cut off or I have no sound. I need a week where it's just run free. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was last week.
It was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You see, there's always something. I have a good week and then it goes down. And then next week it should be plain sailing, shouldn't have an issue.
You know where you went wrong tonight, don't you, Jackson?
No.
You had chat on. And don't say you didn't. Yeah, you answered Eric. Cool,
yeah. No, I need to come off it.
Busted there. Daddy's watching you.
It's quite long though, isn't it?
I don't miss a thing. All right, yeah, thanks everybody. And Laurie, a special thank you for you for staying up. You normally go.
I know, thank you, Laurie.
Yeah, I consider ourselves honoured. Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in and watching us on a Tuesday night. And everybody, stay safe. Until next week, see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye, Boris. Thanks for coming in, Boris.